when you look at education, like you brought up with the national report card, because I remember reading the article that reading comprehension, literacy, it's been on a downslide for years.
Yeah.
And this isn't a new problem, but like you've both kind of pointed out, and it's shown through the data, is everything. It's such a systemic problem. There's so many fires going on at once that I think this idea of, all right, we're going to have to put out this massive fire. What is one thing we can do right now that's going to make a big impact to lead to the next fire being put out, and so on. And I think
Yeah.
like having these discussions and everything are so important because it might not be. I mean, I'm, at least from my end, I'm not a professional educator, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But at least like it sparks creativity, or it sparks an idea that somebody is like, okay, it might not be this. Let's think about it like this. And that could be the idea that leads to it and everything. So actually having these discussions does so much more than I think some people give credit for. So
Yeah. And going back to your like putting out multiple fires thing, I think we should just all buy that fire blanket off TikTok shop, and we can just, when we see a fire, we just waft it
we're
open.
just dropping blankets everywhere.
Yeah, we'll just throw blankets on top of it and put out the fires that way. No. Yeah, no, I think you're right. Like, just we need to talk about it more, and we need to be okay with talking about the fact that it is a broken system. And, like, I think something that's really scary for teachers to talk about is the fact that like our education system is broken. We do need to fix things. But it's like what you said, there are so many little fires here and there. We need to pick a focus area and, have all of our efforts be towards fixing this thing and then moving on to the other fires. I think just like right now, at least how it feels on the educator side, there's a lot of House bills just getting slapped around here and there to try and put out fires, but they're not putting out the right fires. And so therefore it's just, stopping nothing from happening. Like, I don't know how, like, okay, so you guys also, since you're in Ohio, would have been impacted by House Bill 33, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys have to adopt a new curriculum this year? Or are you guys doing it next year?
No, the entire district adopted a new curriculum for this year.
Okay,
and
we did
rolled
too.
it out for the entire district. And my old district did the same for this school year. That is one of your fire blankets.
Yes.
Just one.
Yes.
One
fire blanket.
A single fire blanket.
Which one did you guys go with?
So we have Into Reading, Into
think
Math,
I've seen-
HMH.
I don't think. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that was one of the ones we looked at. We got Savis or
Okay.
Savis. I don't ever know how to say it. It's called MyView.
Okay.
It's interesting.
I wish I owned a phonics-based curriculum. Those companies are doing great.
Listen, the amount of money that these companies they made out like a bandit in the night this year. They are
Incredible.
just, oh.
Everyone bought in and it worked.
Yes,
It's good.
It did. I want to know how they got on the list. How did they get on the approved list?
Who did you know? Who got you on that list?
It's like a list for a club. Like you have to know somebody.
Yeah, and if you're not on the list, you don't exist.
Right.
Like, you are gone. I feel so sad for all of you not on the list.
Right.
Ugh.
Oh, it was a rough one, guys. Like going through these curriculums. Cause like you don't get a chance to like pilot any of them. It was just kind of like, okay, we
like flipped through them.
Right. It's like, oh, this one
looks nice.
This looks nice. Has all the pieces I need. Okay, how about that? Like,
It's because we're moving so fast.
Yes.
All the time. It's one of the biggest challenges that I have in this profession.
Mhm.
I mean, like, thankfully, I like can tread water quickly, but like we are moving so incredibly fast. It's not sustainable. It's not healthy, and it's not working. Like that is why we're
teachers
seeing.
have to be adaptable like no other.
Yeah, it's so ineffective because we need people who are present.
Yeah.
We need people who are like really in the moment, who are able to listen like so deeply. And then back to the point that I feel like you were getting at with your fire blankets, which I just wanted to like get on. And I'm not trying to make this too deep of a podcast. And I'm so sorry.
No,
that
you're
this is a
fine.
guest that you
Listen,
got.
no, we have deep episodes, and then we have like episodes that go back and forth and we have funny. This podcast is the We Are Fine podcast, and it's just we're fine. Like we'll
No,
talk
you got
about
me-
everything.
You got me after a day. I'm just saying.
No.
We have people who are going into the field of education because they want to be a teacher. And I think it's like equally important that we have people going into the field of education who want to be a teacher, who want to fix a broken system. And like that is an unfortunate reality. I will state that fact. Like we shouldn't have to be doing that. Like we shouldn't have a profession where we need people going into it who are like equipped for battle, who are like ready to navigate all of these challenges that you just pointed out, right? But when anyone messages me or when anyone asks me, or I had a student teacher last year, like anytime I like am afforded the opportunity to talk to an aspiring educator, I think we owe it to them to be real.
Yeah.
Because like what we are currently experiencing is real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we need people who get that deeply and who are ready to be part of it.
And care.
Because who care? And like, I find it incredibly rewarding. I find it exhausting and challenging and all of those things too. But like having the right people who are bought in and understand what they're actually getting themselves into, I think is so essential to like being able to actually function.
I agree. I take student teachers every single year. Like I have, what is it called? A preclinical teacher last semester, and then she's currently doing her like special ed round of student teaching right now. And then the last 8 weeks of school, she comes to me for her like general ed student teaching experience. So I wholeheartedly agree. We need good teachers in the field. We really do. But we also need to be realistic with them about what they're getting into. And we need them to care. Because if we have, it's just a fact of life. There are going to be teachers in every building, ones who teaching is their passion. It's the love of their life. It is what they were put on this earth to do. And they put their whole heart into everything they do. And then we have some teachers who might not feel that way, and that's okay. But we need the teachers that care to help us with the load. Like we need them to help us carry the load, because otherwise nothing is ever going to get fixed. If we don't have people that truly care about what we're doing and trying to better society and trying to, raise a generation of intelligent human beings who are kind and who also have the stamina and work ethic to contribute to society. And I just agree with that whole thing you just said. Like it's so important, and it is exhausting. It is. And there are days when you are, like you said, you had a day. There are days when you just sit there and you're like, why do I do what I do? Like, why am I doing this? And then you have those other days where it all makes sense.
Yeah.
And it clicks and just makes everything worth it. So, I feel so tired this year. I'm just so tired all the time. And I'm tired of having to fight the good fight all the time. It's a worthy cause, but I'm tired.
We're
Okay.
fine.
We're
Yeah,
fine.
we're fine.
We're fine. We're fine. Hey, you.
Hey.
I love that shirt you're wearing.
And you know what would go great with that shirt?
What?
A nice big virtual hug. And you can
Aw.
get that by hitting some of these buttons down here. Subscribe, like, comment. We'll give you a big old virtual hug.
Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you guys next Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.